Starting a small business can be incredibly difficult, especially if you don't have any startup capital to begin with. Because of this, many business owners will turn to leverage, loans, and credit to actually fund their business dreams. Now, there are a ton of different ways that you can go about doing this, but in today's video, I want to talk about a specific firm that's helping small business owners actually get financing for their ideas and ambitions. That firm is none other than Big Think Capital. Big Think Capital is a financial services marketplace that essentially helps small business owners get started with loans, credit, and of course, financing. And they're specifically tailoring most of their services to small businesses who are just getting started. Make sure you stick around to the very end of this video so you understand exactly what Big Think Capital offers and how they could help your business get started in a matter of moments. First things first, to actually show you how to get started with Big Think Capital and apply for financing, credit, or loans, you're simply going to want to click the link down in the description. Once you click that link, you'll then be brought to a page that looks like this. This is Big Think Capital's application page where you can get started with getting financing or anything that you might need when it comes to actually using Big Think Capital and their financing products and loan services. The first thing we want to do is enter in our name, our first and last. We're then going to enter in our business name. We're then going to enter in our phone number, email, and our actual street address. We'll then enter in our city, state, zip code, and our country that we're originating from. Once we've done all of that, we'll then head down here to where it says, please provide your business information. This is where we'll give our business age, where we can select a drop down and click from 0 to 6 months, 7 months to 1 year, 1 to 2 years, 2 to 3 years, or even 3+ years. We'll then select our annual revenue, which is another drop down that gives us the access to either $0 to $60,000 a year, $60,000 to $100,000 a year, $100,000 to $250,000 a year, $250,000 a year to $500,000 a year, or $500,000 a year plus. We'll then head down to the average monthly revenue, which we then can select from the drop down as either $0 to $5,000 a month, $5,000 to $10,000 a month, $10,000 to $20,000 a month, $20,000 to $50,000 a month, $50,000 to $100,000 a month, and $100,000 a month and up. You'll then choose out of these three categories those specific drop downs, and then you can go down here where it says, do you have a business bank account? And you can select yes or no. You'll then put the requested amount, which is basically just how much financing do you want, and then you're obviously going to talk about what you're going to use those funds for, whether it's equipment, whether it's for merchandise, whether it's for inventory, or whatever you're using that specific financing for. You can talk about it and detail it in the use of funds section. Once you've done that, you'll then head down here where it says help reduce spam and hit the I'm not a robot option, and then they give a quick disclaimer on what is going on here. By clicking get started, you obviously are consenting to receive information and contact from them in the first place. Once you've entered in all this information, you'll hit the submit button, and then they'll get back to you as soon as they possibly can with more information about your financing options and how they can help you. Now that we've covered all of that, let's talk about what Big Think Capital actually offers its users and how we can find value in it as a small business owner. Now, Big Think Capital is a loan marketplace that's been around for quite some time. It was established in 2017 by a man named David Brown. The main focus of Big Think Capital is specializing in alternative financing for small businesses. Those of you who are just getting started with your small business might understand that it's very difficult to start getting loans and actually getting financing depending on the type of venture that you're going towards. Especially in today's day and age, with more people than ever starting businesses, it can become very competitive very quickly to get actual financing options. Big Think Capital plans to bridge the gap here and actually provide a sustainable solution to people who are looking to get financing and just getting started with their small business. They have an entire suite of different loan products that I'm going to break down in detail right now. The first of these loan products that's become incredibly popular in the last couple of years is their SBA loans. These loans are essentially long-term, low-interest loans that are actually backed and guaranteed by the government. These are super ideal loans if you're purchasing fixed assets, things like real estate or equipment. These SBA loans can range from 5 to 25 years in their overall period, and the rates can vary between 3% to all the way up to 13% in interest. These loans are incredibly popular amongst small business owners. However, they are very stringent on the qualifications that you have to meet in order to get one. There's also quite the lengthy approval process. Now, Big Think Capital does offer SBA loans, but they also offer something called term loans. These are loans that basically offer businesses a lump payment of a specific amount of capital. This amount of capital can then be used on pretty much anything that the business owner wants inside of their business. The term for these loans is typically a lot shorter. These loans also have fixed interest rates, meaning that the rate will not change over time depending on economic conditions and whether or not the firm actually decides to raise it in the first place, meaning that you have a solid, stable monthly payment that you can hopefully make consistently as long as you're not over leveraging yourself. Big Think Capital also provides people with equipment financing. As the name suggests, this is financing purely designed for business owners to purchase new pieces of equipment or upgrade current pieces of equipment that they already have. This is super ideal if you're somebody like a restaurant owner, a construction business owner, or anybody who owns large pieces of equipment or specific pieces of equipment that need to be used on a day-to-day basis inside of your business. Big Think Capital Capital also has something very interesting called invoice financing. This basically takes unpaid invoices that you have through your company, whether you're a contractor, a service provider, or maybe you're selling products and you have a bunch of unpaid invoices. Essentially what happens is Big Think Capital will give you the sum of that money for those unpaid invoices up front, meaning that you'll have instant access to the cash or those future payments that are coming into your business, meaning that you can use that cash in current business activities right now. This is good for businesses who are looking to actually get cash flow much more positively into their business if they're waiting on invoices and the turnaround time tends to be quite long. A lot of business owners like to look at this as money that they're going to get anyways in the future, so it's basically a free loan. Do keep in mind though that there are interest rates attached to these types of things, so if those invoices take longer than expected to come in, you could end up having to pay interest. Now, Big Think Capital does have some very interesting options when it comes to finance products, but they also have a host of other very popular loan options as well. Things like short-term loans and business line of credit are all examples of great features that Big Think Capital offers to its users. Short-term loans are just as the name implies, short-term loans with a short-term fixed rate that you can pay off relatively quickly for a large sum up front. This makes them accessible to businesses who urgently need funding and especially need money immediately for whatever it is they're doing inside of their practice. A business line of credit is also something that's extremely useful if you're an entrepreneur. This can be utilized in quick pinches or just in general can be utilized if you don't have current positive cash flow coming into your business. It's also something that you can access at any given point, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're paying interest like you would on a loan. A business line of credit is like having a super large credit card for your business that you can access with relative ease. Just remember, you do have to pay back all of these loans. None of these are guaranteed or likely to be forgiven. Because of this, it's important not to over leverage yourself and always be willing to have a certain amount of leverage that's comfortable for your personal risk tolerance. Now, just to wrap all this up, Big Think Capital does offer a wide range of resources to business owners. They have an extensive article list that has a host of helpful articles with tips, tricks, and stories of successful entrepreneurs that have utilized business lines of credit, loans, SBA loans, and a host of other financial products in their overall operations. Big Think Capital also has a success stories tab that basically talks about different firms, practices, and businesses that have worked with them, took financing from them, and had real great success by utilizing their financing options. When it comes to Big Think Capital, I think this is a super solid option for anybody looking to get started with business financing. If you're looking to get a short-term loan, an SBA loan, or just get a simple business line of credit, this is an incredibly solid option. Let me know in the comments below what kind of business you guys are running and what type of financial product you're looking to get funded and get started with your own business ideas and ventures. If you guys want to get started with Big Think Capital and apply to get funding with them, make sure to use that link down in the description so you can get started. Other than that though, that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss a new video. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video.